Yo, it's MartydudeVR, and guys, we gotta talk about the Steam frame. So, you obviously in the title of this video, I think a lot of people are very, and I mean horrendously wrong about this headset. So the headset obviously just got announced. Valve is finally back outside in the VR space with something substantial, and I think very groundbreaking. But a lot of people are very stuck in this real weird enthusiast, like privileged kind of just mindset when it comes to basically consumer grade VR. And we got to break down some of these fables. So I'm gonna go through a list of things that I've seen online that I just don't agree with this headset, man. And I feel like a lot of people do feel the same way I do. And it probably gonna take like a thrill seeker video or something like that to really kind of break some of this stuff down to the general consumer. But I want to try doing it first, okay? I want to try getting to it first because this, I have seen, okay, I mean, I've seen some head ass takes, okay? And I need to address this myself because people aren't seeing the potential of this. And I feel like, you know what, producer dude, start my music. If you've been here on the channel for a while, you know, we hit the ether music when we get to talk like this. Hit my music, man. First thing first, talk about the LCD displays, man. So people have been saying, why isn't it micro OLED? But also people want to say is, I hope it's a good price. Which one is it? Do you want affordable VR or not? Now, some of you guys are in like the higher end tier. Cool, you can complain. That's fine. I get it because y'all are actually buying the high end headsets. But people who got like a Quest 3 talking about why isn't it micro OLED? What? What are you talking about? Do y'all see the Steam charts, right? We know all the biggest headsets are LCD. Y'all haven't touched micro OLED. And the only headset that's really out there, people test that is micro OLED, that's affordable, is the Bigscreen Beyond. It's $1,000. Now, you also need Valve Index controllers. Where you gonna get those? I don't really sell them like that. So you gotta get them individually, which costs more money than to get them together. Okay, you can get them on eBay. Maybe, cool. Base stations. I have 1, 2, there's one back there on the wall up there. There's one right there, over there on the wall. I have 4 base stations. You know how much that cost me? A little penny. Most people probably gonna need like 2. You playing VR chat, you probably might need 3, maybe 4, depending on how big your space is and what you're doing in VR chat and all that stuff. You playing sim, probably just 1 or 2. But that makes it about $1,500. And that's the most affordable micro OLED out right now. Now, you have OLED, got PSVR 2. PSVR 2 has eye tracking also. To me, the PSVR 2 is a great deal. To most people, there's a reason why they haven't touched it. Mirror. OLED brings mirror. Not micro OLED, just regular OLED brings mirror. There's a reason most people took their PSVR 2s back when they first got it. And this is coming from a guy who champions the PSVR 2 as the underdog of consumer VR. And it's crazy because the PSVR 2 has decent resolution, but you can't tell because when you try to read text on PC for the PSVR 2, it's blurry and you can barely distinguish text, which is not good for what Valve is trying to do, making this a console you can play games on, have a whole operating system, and VR. What are we talking about? So yes, if you want LCD displays, pay over $1,000. Don't be cheap. But as of right now, there is no affordable micro OLED headsets out there. Now, Pimax is coming out with the Dream Air SE. But y'all, and this is what y'all said. Me personally, I've had a good experience with Pimax, mostly. And I'm just gonna leave that at that. Like, I think you can read my mind on that part. So yeah, people saying, oh, I expected micro OLED. I want to be under 1,000. You're smoking crack, my good sir. And you need to get off that crack. Crack ain't good for you. Crack kills. And then people are talking about the games, man. People are talking about why isn't the headset shipping with a game? Y'all don't buy VR games. Now, I know we're obviously talking about Valve here, but y'all know we can see the charts for the game sales, right? Like, I should have it on screen up here somewhere. Y'all don't buy games. So why would Valve market to the enthusiast tier who calls every new VR game that's AA and down slop? Now, there's some slop out there, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of slop out there, especially on that Meganex Quest store. But, and especially on Steam, I'm not gonna lie. there's a lot of slop out there. But there's some actual good VR games came out over the past few years. But if you ask like a PC VR, bro, they'll tell you Half-Life Alyx is still the last good VR. No, Catch me when I'm saying that. Good. Now, to me, Half-Life Alyx is one of the best. One of the best. Top 5. But a lot of people say Half-Life Alyx that came out in 2019 was the last good VR game. Vertigo 2, Wanderer's good. I actually like Alien Rogue Incursion, Behemoth. There's a bunch of games, Blade and Sorcery, Contractor Showdown, Ghost of Tabor if you like that stuff. There's a lot of games. Zero Caliber 2 just came out, Into Black. I got a whole list of VR games out there you can talk to, and you can handle that and get your discretion. But why would Valve, for their first return back, and they always bring something new and refreshing to whatever they bring back, market to enthusiast tiers that do not buy games? I literally was arguing with people probably like a week or two ago about how there's been so many good VR games and people just don't touch them. Iron Rebellion, it's literally a mech VR game. We need new blood in the ecosystem that actually plays games, especially on the PC VR side and especially on the standalone side. We need it. Now, is it going to be revolutionary, groundbreaking? No, but it gives life to the ecosystem, and that's something we desperately need, especially in the VR space. So it's just so many head-ass takes about, oh, we needed a new Half-Life game. You don't need a new Half-Life game, bro. I'm gonna be the first to tell you, you don't. Now, is it cool to have? Would it have been cool to have? Yeah, but there's enough VR games to go around. Support these developers. How about we get to that? Like especially on PC VR, most of the people are playing probably, I can count on my hand, VR chat. And I looked it up, half the users, approximately probably about a beginning of this year, are using VR on VR chat. It's about 25,000. VR chat, Flight Sim. Flight Sim, great community. Love Flight Sim community. And we have the UE VR gamers, the hybrid VR people who play like Minecraft and VR, Skyrim, stuff like that. And then people who actually just buy straight VR games. Those are the people on the PC VR side. Every game that I have seen has low numbers for their releases, especially for the past year, because people just aren't buying them. And you have studios even debating, man, should I even make a PC VR port of my game? Why are they debating? My country came out. Why are they debating that if y'all are somehow just buying games? Because you're not. So yeah, Valve needs new blood in the ecosystem that actually buys games. Let's talk about modularity. So modularity has been a big issue because people want to mod the headset. The headset is fully moddable. Y'all didn't read. Y'all literally didn't read or pay attention to the spec sheets. The headset literally is lighter than a Quest 3. I saw people like, oh, the headset's still heavy. I'm scrolling right now. It's 185 grams for the core module. You can literally remove everything from this headset but that core module, throw a bubble strap on there, whatever you want, go about your day. Now, if you want the full head strap and everything, it's 440 grams. Still lighter than the Quest 3, because I think the Quest 3 is about 540, 550 grams. And let's talk about the color pass-through. Nobody cares about color pass-through, bro. I'm sorry. Now, people are like, wait a minute, my Quest 3 and my Quest 3 is. I like my color pass-through. And that's cool. That's fine. But we also see those mixed reality game sales. Y'all ain't buying that shit. Y'all ain't buying that shit. And so it's like, and I will say this is a bad thing that Valve did in terms of marketing. They showed it in a home environment. Now, they shouldn't have did that, because if the pass-through is black and white, you should have showed it like that. Point. But you can literally add color pass-through to this headset. You literally can mod it. So if you want color pass-through, y'all know the game is in the VR space. Check out some of that money and get your color pass-through. Y'all, we've been modding headsets since the beginning of the time, my boys and girls. Why are we gonna stop now? Like, what? I saw some VR, not the VR chat people, but actually, ooh, do I want that smoke? Yeah, okay. VR chat people. Okay. They want eye tracking, hand tracking, face tracking. Right. Micro OLED, high resolution, and something that's lightweight. That shit don't exist yet. That shit doesn't exist yet. Now, the closest we've gotten is the Galaxy XR, but the PC VR isn't good on that yet. We also have Play for Dream tomorrow. Now, that doesn't have some of those features I listed, but you can add them. You can add certain stuff, right? But what's the commonality of those two headsets? 17 without controllers for the Galaxy XR. Two, $2,000. Sound like you need to pay some money up. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't think people had right expectations for the Valve Decker, what we called it for a long time. Not realistic. It's just not realistic, and I am genuinely shocked by some of these takes I see on Twitter, because what have y'all been smoking, man? Let's also talk about the wireless streaming. This is gonna be the best wireless streaming you can get under $1,000. The only headsets that can do this level of wireless streaming, and even then, it depends on your setup, literally is the Galaxy XR once it gets updated with Steam Link 2.0, the Play for Dream MR, Pico 4 Ultra, all expensive. This literally comes with a dongle for wireless streaming and the dynamic foveated encoding, which basically eliminates all artifacts, compression. You literally will have a DisplayPort level experience for your wireless PC VR for under $1,000, which is confirmed by people who went to Valve to actually test this headset and ask some questions. Oh, my phone ringing. Who is this? Hello, is this Common Sense? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell him. Yeah, man, it's Common Sense call. Duh. This is literally the best deal. And then my last point that I feel like people aren't realizing. And this is me saying this as a Meta affiliate. Not everybody wants to be connected to Meta. And if people want to play standalone VR and not be connected to Meta, bro. I'm just your favorite Meta Quest creator, not gonna tell you that, but I'm gonna tell you that. Me personally, I want some standalone outside of Meta ecosystem. I want an ecosystem, and we didn't even get to the part about the ecosystem. This ecosystem is amazing. It is a Linux PC on your face. You don't even have to buy the Steam machine to get to the OS. This is what like spatial computing is supposed to be. This is what we wanted. Why are we complaining? And SteamOS can be shopped out to other headsets. Other people literally can take SteamOS, port it to a higher quality VR headset, but SteamOS this headset has to perform well, at least in my head, for that to happen, right? And I think it will do pretty okay. I don't know if it's gonna be groundbreaking sales. I would hope so, but honestly, with the economy the way it is, I mean, people, literally 40 million people just starved, are still starving in the past month. So yeah, I don't think VR is a lot of people's priority right now. I'm a grown man. I pay attention to politics. You feel me? But it's just some of the reactions to this headset is so short-sighted because we want VR to grow. I think everyone wants VR to go. We want AAA games. We want AA games. We want these new experiences, but people don't want to support the companies that give us those new experiences. Now, I'm not saying you got to go out and buy a Valve Steam frame. I'm not saying that at all. I am saying you need to support people buying this shit. If it's under $1,000, we need these to sell because this is the only competition that Meta will have. PSVR 2 doesn't count, man. I'm sorry. Now, I love the PSVR 2, but the way Sony supports it, outside of the games here and there, ecosystem-wise, pushing VR forward, they don't fucking do that. Valve is the only company who I have seen in the past few years put out something that can push VR forward. Meta's had the Horizon OS basically be shopped out to like I think Lenovo, Razer. We haven't seen anything from that. I don't know when we'll see something from that because Meta ecosystem just isn't good. Horizon OS isn't good. And I've been waiting a long time to say this, but now I feel like I finally say this. It needs to improve. And honestly, I hope that they see Valve doing this and they take that OS and overhaul it. Because they got complacent, they got lazy, to be honest with you. Now they're moving into AR glasses that nobody wants, to be quite frank. I'm not wearing them shits, and I don't think a lot of you guys are, to be honest with you. But it's just a lot of disingenuous takes, man. And I really just don't like it. The fact this runs Linux, the fact this runs PC games that aren't VR related, crazy. That's groundbreaking technology. That's literally nuts. It's nuts. It's like my thumbnail yesterday. It's insane, right? And I just don't get how people aren't seeing the potential of the ecosystem. Now, if you wanted to upgrade for, let's say, like this is an upgrade to a Quest 2 to me. I'm sorry, in every way. I think people haven't realized how good that dynamic foveated encoding is. But I think people realize, you're gonna realize this is something crazy. It is the modulability of this headset, being able to add your own storage card in there, being able to connect this to the Steam frame, not the Steam frame, the Steam machine, and get more VR is literally crazy. I'm looking at the specs right now. This headset on paper is phenomenal. The fact that the headset can even track itself in the dark using the infrared LEDs on it, or using the infrared cameras on it, is crazy. Also, being able to play your flat games while just sitting in a VR headset is amazing. Like, I don't think people realize, like, this is groundbreaking. And the average enthusiast, the old woe is me, but also those who want to spend extra money to get that micro OLED display that you also very much want, even though we see the Steam charts and everything damn near is LCD. Why would Valve waste the money? I'll waste the money. Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's I just wanted to address that. I feel like there's a lot of disingenuous takes, man. I'm buying this day one. I don't expect everybody to buy it, but let's not lie. Let's not lie, and let's not just be so short-sighted in just the potentials of this ecosystem. So yes, as I said yesterday, the new Valve headset is insane, and I stand on that. And yes, even if this thing is $9.99. This is so much better than the Quest 3 because there's so much more potential to the ecosystem, more potential to the wireless PC VR that, everybody wants wireless, right? Okay, you got it. Congratulations. This is literally what you guys have been asking for the past, few years? 144 hertz refresh rate, eye tracking. If you want, like I said, you want that micro OLED, pay that money up. But hey, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to rant for about 20 minutes. And hopefully I'll put some B-roll up so you guys can see my points here and there in more detail. But yeah, I just wanted to address this because, man, some of y'all are annoying me. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna have a Quest 3 versus Steam Frame video come out real soon this year. Ooh, I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. But it's MartydudeVR, and remember, I'm gonna do with a VR headset, and quite frankly, a lot of audacity. Peace.